Hello, this is the post-Sony E3 special of Unique Critique. Um, so, how about that Sony? It seems like most people are having positive um, reactions to it, which is all well and good. Um, I'm recording this from my kitchen on my family desktop with, I think, a slightly better webcam than my laptop. Um, and it's like 2 a.m. and I'm doing this so late because I had a lot of online issues as soon as the press conference began, and, like literally as soon as it began. Like the guy uttered his first word and my internet went down. Uh, but after the fact, I got on YouTube and watched like somebody's crappy resolution version of it. But I got the gist of all that happened, and most of it I found to be incredibly boring. Um, which, don't get me wrong, I did like the conference, and I'll get to why later. But for the bulk of it, especially the first half, it's the same old song and dance. It's just this. Oh, it's this game we already announced. It's a new trailer for it. Oh, it's a game that already exists in like a PC market or something. We're gonna port it to PS4 or something. It's like, yeah, that's great. There was a bunch of indie games coming exclusively to PS4. Don't Starve is pretty much the highlight of them. Uh, hey, more indies. Indies are always good to any platform. Uh, but it was really boring. And then they like unveiled the console, and it's like, oh, all these months of suspense. What does it look like? It's a black box. Well, no, it's a black parallelogram, pretty much. It's shaped like an eraser. Um, but, hey, what are you supposed to expect? It looks a lot like the PS2, actually, which I like. I like that it looks like a PS2, and I can store it in similar places. So I already know what to do with it. It's not like that weird, round PS3 chassis that I don't like, personally. And of course it's black, because black's a good color for consoles. I don't like black consoles, but like I wanted a white Wii U. Then I thought about it, and I looked at my Wii, and it's white, but it's like all like gross and beat up. It looks like somebody pissed all over it. Um, Maybe somebody did. I don't know. But yeah, it's just black ages better. It looks less beat and less gross. Anyway, I'm not even talking about what's important. Well, then again, there's not much on the game side to talk about. They didn't do much about games. It's almost no new games at all, up until Square hits the stage. Square was the big turning point for the whole thing, when they got up there and they're like, hey, you know how we said we're gonna make an announcement with the PS4 reveal? But here's the announcement that was formally announced. And it was what people were looking for. They wanted to get an update on Versus 13. Personally, I didn't give two shits about Versus 13. I thought it looked good, but I was on the pessimistic side. It's like, well, I'm never going to finish it, and even if they do, it's probably not going to be something great. I was expecting, like, basically another FF13, which we did get another FF13, and there's a third one on the way. Mostly why the future of Final Fantasy, I didn't really care about. And then the MMOs or whatever. But they talked about Versus 13, and they're like, well, here's an update on it. It's not dead, and we are doing it. And so they had this massive trailer, and it showed like actual gameplay, and it looked great. It looked like DMC mixed with Final Fantasy, and then they retitled it instead of Versus 13, which I always thought was a dumb title. You might as well. I know it's part of this whole Crystallis series bullshit, but why not just take it away as far from 13 as possible? And they kind of did. They took it away 2 spaces because they renamed Versus 13 into 15, and that's pretty much what I asked for, I believe. I believe in my video I did say just come out with 15. And they're kind of doing that, even though it's Versus, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Kind of weird that a main Final Fantasy game will be like a hack and slash style. I mean, they haven't really talked about the mechanics that much, and maybe they will tomorrow. But it seems like it's a hack and slash game. They'll probably have RPG mechanics, obviously. Maybe it'll be similar to Kingdom Hearts. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced right after it, and it didn't have much to show. But my reaction is it's about damn time. I remember I played the second one on PS2 at the pretty much death throes of the PS2's lifespan. And I'm like, ooh boy, I can't wait for the third one, but I gotta buy myself a PS3. And then I never did. I don't know why I still haven't bought one, but maybe I will. Maybe there'll be a good price drop and I'll buy one, but then, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3 will probably not be on it. It'll be on the PS4, so we kind of jumped a generation. I find that rather odd. But, yeah, well, there is the mobile titles, which I don't care for them. I tried to beat Chain of Memories. Not good at it. The card systems, and then the other ones, they're just on platforms I didn't care about. Well, I care a lot about the 3DS, but I don't want to play very many action-heavy games on it because it's the slidey pad it doesn't work, and plus the holding the goddamn thing and doing an action game doesn't work well. So Square did 2 really good reveals. There was nothing on Deep Down. I wanted Capcom to clarify more on what the hell they even showed that's called Deep Down. Nothing. It's kind of an upset, but I'm not too worried about it. It's just like it's probably just a tech demo. That's probably all it was, and maybe it'll become a new IP. But for the most part, it's probably just a tech demo. Speaking of tech demos, they had David Cage, and I could go on why I don't like David Cage. I don't like Quantum Dream. They have good ideas, but they don't have good execution. Their games are very, very, very flawed, and usually someone like Telltale will come and do better. In David Cage, I can't show emotion in my games because the graphics are not good enough. Bullshit. There's NES games that are just bursting with emotion. So there's text-based games that there's books, okay? Books don't need any goddamn graphics. And there's emotion in those. So. And then they had the Dark Sorcerer thing, which looked really generic up until the plot twist. Whoa, they were actually acting on a set. It's kind of a funny thing I like to see. But it's just kind of lame. Also, for as much as he was bragging about the faces, it zoomed out a lot. Like, I found that weird. It's like, you kept bragging about this old man face you made, and then you zoomed out so far I couldn't tell the subtle details in his face for like the entire thing. How am I supposed to know if you're actually using the old man face you advertise, or if it's just kind of a crappy, cheap version? I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. And the timer keeps ticking. So anyway, there's the most part, with the games, it's nothing really new. We got a lot of gameplay for Destiny, which I used to not care for it, but now I'm really on board with it because it looks like something I'd enjoy and I respect playing it. I don't really respect Activision, but oh well. They're part of the package deal, and the game looks great. I said myself I was kind of done with shooters, but I don't know. BioShock Infinite has me wanting to go back to a quote-unquote shooter, even though it's more of an RPG. Well, actually not Infinite. Infinite's kind of more of a shooter, but its story makes up for it. I don't know. I might want to go into Destiny, especially if I have like friends who get it on PS4. Well, we'll see how that works. I already have my PS4 pre-ordered on Amazon. I was quick to do that before there was any, like, oh, sorry, the sold out pre-orders, which makes no sense. You just order more. But, I don't know. I've seen bullshit like that before. $399, $400 is the price. 100 less than Microsoft. Good job, because the Xbox One's 500. Outrageous. It's not worth it. However, the PS4 is worth it, and I used to be down on the PS4. I'm like, yeah, the new generation is gonna be this new formula for publishing games, and it's gonna be something I'm so morally against that I just cannot take part in. However, Sony did exactly what I wanted to say and killed all the rumors. All of them. They're just basically like, hey, we'll have no restrictions on your used games. They even made a funny little sassy video where they're exchanging a game, and that's how you share. You literally just exchange them with somebody. That's hilarious. Because Microsoft had to go and have like a big to-do, like, oh, you do this, oh, we can't do this, but within certain guidelines you can do that. Bullshit. No, just hand me the disc and let me play. That's how it should always work. So, Sony is saving video games. Yes. Consoles are not something dead to me. There's still hope. Microsoft needs to learn that it's a piece of shit and it's doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons. But that's basically all I have to talk about. There's nothing much else. There's just like a couple other titles. Elder Scrolls Online, okay. Cool. So, Sony saves used games. Oh, that's about it.